From Da Vinci to Van Gogh, Jamini Roy to Abanindranath Tagore, each of the artists had an eccentric streak in them. The eccentricity of passion, the eccentricity of perfection. Let's meet another budding artist today, Abhishek Pal from Jadavpur University Mechanical Engineering, who never fails to impress us with the fine strokes of his pen and brush. Good evening and welcome, Abhishek da.
Good evening, Samriddhi, and that was quite an introduction.
Okay, fine. So you've gathered quite a lot of popularity at such a young age. So do tell us about your most recent pen sketch that you've made and the public acceptance that it has got.
Well, it was during Pochishit Boishak, and it was of obviously Robi Dadu himself.
Yes.
So if you want, I can just show you like this.
Please.
It's with another sketch, so you can see both of them.
That's absolutely brilliant. Can
So,
you just focus it on the video that you have been taking?
Okay, cool.
That's absolutely brilliant and impeccable.
So it was received quite well as far as I remember, and yeah, that's it. And I was trying to do something more, something extra with it, but I was not up to that skill yet. So I'll probably redo it again on the next year, 160th anniversary. So let's see.
Okay, all the best for that. So,
Thanks.
did you have any formal training, or was it just your passion that you pursued? And when did you start taking up art as your hobby?
Well, if you ask me as a hobby, then I think I should say age of 3. But I did not learn it formally. I learned it by myself, by trial and error, and experienced new things, learned from many different people. And if it's not about like I've seen oil paintings, and sometimes oil paintings inspired me. However, I never tried once. Same with watercolor, graphite, charcoal. So it's not that I have been inspired by pen sketches specifically, but it's the other types of varieties of art, even abstract art as well, that inspired me. So I've learned different things from those things and tried to incorporate those learnings to my art, and by trial and error only that I have done. That's all I can say.
It's a completely self-learning process.
Yeah.
So did you have any mentor or any role model who had inspired you to take up art?
Well, not necessarily. I have mentors, but like they are my mentors recently, like maybe since lockdown or like last year. So like Stan Prokopenko from Proco.com. So he's one of my mentors, and I follow him regularly.
Okay.
And other than that, I think I don't remember anyone as my mentor. Like I used to watch a lot of European paintings, like from Da Vinci, Michelangelo, etc. So those paintings did intrigue me a lot in my childhood. Like when I was in class 6 or 7, I even tried to paint Mona Lisa with pencils. So that's something that I can say about mentorship, like the great European artists of Renaissance.
That's intriguing, really. That's like history and present being fused with each other.
I used to follow history a lot. Means I love history a lot. So especially the Renaissance period, because from that time a lot of artists emerged, like Vinci and many others. So like if you call someone as my true mentor, it will be Da Vinci. So yeah.
Okay, so inspired by Renaissance artists, that's nice. So why pen sketch? What intrigued you about it, since it's comparatively a rare genre of art?
Yeah, you answered it yourself that it's a rare genre, which actually made me interested in it. But that's what I say to normal people. Honestly, it's like the most easiest medium possible, because I used to draw while solving maths questions or in the last page. So that time I have only pen, not pencil or something like that. So I used to randomly sketch things, maybe I used to sketch myself writing something or any random poses. So
Okay.
that's how it started, and it was, I think, from class 10, 9 or 10, like during
Okay.
the board exam
Mhm.
preparations. So that time I started using pens. Before that, I used to use pencils, watercolor, everything.
Hmm.
So during that time, I started pens. I started using pens, and after, like maybe after joining JU in my college life, I realized that there is a lot I can do with just a pen. Like
Okay.
I don't even need to buy expensive watercolors or acrylic colors for my paintings. I can do those things by my pen only.
Okay.
Economic, I don't need to sharpen my pencil. That's a stressful thing. So a lot of advantages are there. So that's the only main reason for me using pens.
Alright, that's nice. In fact, a best out of waste policy that started from doodles and scribbling, and it has gone up to sketching celebrity portraits, right? So the students of JU remember how you sketched Aman Dhattarwal in less than 15 minutes on the inauguration day of Srijan. So how did you achieve this feat? And just tell us briefly about that.
That's not accurate actually. It's not Aman Dhattarwal in 15 minutes. It was Gaurav Sen in 20 minutes or something like that. Aman Dhattarwal took like around an hour. Okay, 1 hour. But still, it was in backstage, and I was in a hurry. I was doing things in a hurry. And if you ask me about the speed, it's basically about practice. Like I draw a lot, and I always aim for accuracy. So with perfection in shading and all detailing and all those things. So since I spend a lot of time in one particular sketch, I study the entire portrait very accurately, like where the muscles are flowing, where it is emerging from, and where it is ending. All these things I study a lot. And so if someone asks me to draw live, I can draw that in 10 minutes. But since I was supposed to present that on stage, so I took some more time. Instead of 10 minutes, I invested like an hour or so.
Okay.
So that was something. And JU remembers me for something even bigger. Like I think the
Amartya Sen, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first event that happened, it was Amartya Sen. Like
Okay.
I wasn't even prepared for that. One of my seniors had informed me
Okay.
that you can try this once, like you can hand over your portrait. So I just thought, yeah, I can do that. So the night before the event, so I drew him. The next day I went there. My friends and seniors helped me a lot, and especially the authorities themselves, like everyone were there in the backstage helping me out. Like no one was allowed to go to the backstage, no student. So I was the only student there.
Okay.
So after that I met him on the stage itself.
Yeah.
So that was something that I can not forget.
Okay.
And even it a picture on the paper as well. So
Okay.
that was an interesting thing that happened. So all
Sure.
these things have happened. So I can say that, yeah, those moments, I earned those moments by random scribbling on maths paper in the beginning.
Okay.
Those-
So that's how it began. And another of your
Yeah.
specialities is the comic representation of yourself and your friends in pen sketches. So can you show us some of those sketches, and how do you manage to do that?
I can show one.
Yeah, sure.
My best friend gang.
Yes. Yeah, that's nice.
So I drew that without reference. Okay, I didn't refer any photograph of those people because I know these guys. So I just imagined what's the most prominent feature of their face, which I remember without looking at their picture. So I just made some rough sketch on the paper of those prominent features, and then I referred to the original photos to check how accurate I am, and based on that I made those sketches. Since these comic pictures are not accurate, it's just simple shapes. Only thing that you can highlight there is the most prominent features. Like if someone has facial hair or some weird hairstyles, then you can use that as your advantage. Some people have bigger eyes, some people are like extremely fat, so those features can be incorporated in those comics, or what should I say, in these kinds of cartoonish cartoonish art style. So that's the only thing that I use. That's how I do these things.
Nice. Good to know that. And is there any contemporary artist whom you follow?
Contemporary artists, yes, there are a few. Like one being Tathagato Pal. He is a hyperrealism artist. He is like extremely talented for his age. Like he's, I think, 2 or 3 years senior to me, but he's extremely talented. He's one of those people who inspired me while I was in Jadavpur. I think 2nd year I got to know about him. Then there are digital artists like Saptagi Sarkar and all those people.
Okay.
They are all from Kolkata. So these people are have encouraged me a lot.
Okay.
And I got to meet Tathagata in an exhibition itself. So I was just, what should I say? I was extremely inspired by his works because I tried to, what should I say? Not exactly replicate those art style, but I try to do what he does, but he does in pencils and graphite or charcoal, and I do those in pens. So that's all I can say about it.
Okay, nice. And how did you view art? I mean, does art seem to be a stress buster to you? And do you think art really gets the value today that it should have?
See, art is like a meditation to me. Okay, like when I'm having some kind of problems, let it be when I'm sad or when I'm extremely angry, even when I'm happy, I just draw because it makes my emotion. What should I say? Controls my emotions. Okay, like I don't get extremely happy or extremely sad. It just keeps me under control because it's like a meditation for me. Okay, like I concentrate at one particular thing. And regarding art is getting the value it need, I don't think I'm in a stage of stating anything regarding that, because what I have experienced, it does get that kind of recognition, but I have no idea about the bigger picture out there. I have to experience that later. So that's all I can say.
Okay. So what plans do you have for further exploration in this field? Like, do you want to explore in the field of digital art in sometime in future, or do you think digital art adds to the creativity? All right.
Yeah, I have already started digital arts. I don't have the tools yet, but I am saving money to buy the necessary tools. But digital art is a new tool, it's a new platform, and it's very important. Like a person can do a lot of things by one-time investment. Like the first time they buy some tools, they can do a lot of things for like the next 5 to 10 years without thinking about buying the art supplies like expensive oil colors, expensive pencils, and all those kinds of tools. So that's one plus point. Another plus point is it's quicker than other mediums. Like for oil or watercolor, you have to wait for the paper to dry, but you don't have to wait for that in digital art. So these things are very important. Another advantage is like whatever crazy idea you have, you can just draw it on this digital platform. Let it be a tab or phone, whatever. So for these reasons, digital art is extremely like useful. But one or two big disadvantages it has is like first one is you don't get the texture of the drawing. It's completely digital. So unless you print it on a particular paper, you can't feel that texture of the art, which is something very important to me. The second thing is it can be easily manipulated. Like a lot of fake artists have emerged who do not like do any kind of art. They just edit the photo and manipulate things. So these things have arrived. Like these are the only perks of this new medium. But I think the plus, like the positive sides have overcome the negative sides. So
Negative sides,
for me, digital art is a very interesting.
Well, looking
And-
forward. Yeah. Sure.
And looking forward, I think I will explore more media because for myself, I think I am too restricted to some niche genre like pen, portraits, and all these things. For example, the only thing I am known to draw is portraits and animal sketches. So I want to expand that genre as well. And other than that, I have restarted drawing with watercolors and graphite, like after a huge gap of like I think 5 to 7 years. So that is another thing. And I am interested to like explore mediums like oil, acrylic, poster, even digital. I've started digital. And regarding aim, I think I will take it as a profession in future, like a side profession. Only when it's about exhibitions or some artworks, commissions for any companies or so, something like that. So other than that, because I don't want to draw for people. When I draw for some people, I want to present it as a gift, not as a commission work.
Yeah.
So that's something which like some kind of moral obligation you can say. But if I take it as a profession, then I will do it either for museum work or not museum, some exhibition work, and otherwise some companies. That's all.
Well, that's exactly a story that captures the difference between paying attention and getting attention. So yours is a story that mainly focuses on paying attention rather than getting attention. So it is, I believe, the attention that helps you to achieve the feat of perfection that you have.
Well, regarding attention, I try to ignore attention actually. Like even in social media, when someone comments on my artworks, I reply very late. Like I focus on the next artwork immediately. So I don't focus on like the attention people give. Even in college, when someone recognizes me because of my artworks, so I interact with them, but without knowing that why they recognize me. I consider that they know me as a student from mechanical engineering 3rd year. I don't even know that they recognize me as an artist. So these kinds of things happen to me because because regarding artwork, it's like a personal thing for me. I take it personally, like it's a passion, hobby, whatever you may call, not a profession. I don't call myself a professional because I don't do it professionally and I am not a master yet. So for that reason, I don't like pay attention to what people are thinking about my artworks. Because of that, I draw whatever I want to make, not what people want to see me drawing. So, and that is why I don't draw for people as well. Free or not free. That's why that's all I can say about that.
Very nice. Abhishekda, there's a new app, Campus 24. It's a Kolkata-based startup. It's basically a college app that has been started by some college students, and it's a very good platform to socialize and communicate with college mates from your own college as well as from other colleges across India and even across the globe. It's a budding startup now with about 80 interns from all over India, but then it has plans to expand to a global level, of course. It provides a very user-friendly and student ecosystem type of app that encapsulates college life, campus emotions, academia, and extracurricular activities all under one frame. So, what is your view regarding this initiative of Campus 24 that has been taken?
Well, that's an amazing initiative, actually. Well, you have my best wishes. That's all I can say, and I hope a lot of people will download the app. So, Campus 24 brings it love.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishekda, for sparing your time with us. It was very good quality time spent.
For the first time, I gave an interview, so thank you.
It's our pleasure, actually.
Well, so I hope it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Thank you.